Randy, you know, it sounds to me like you and Marty have been trying really hard to figure out what's best for you to do with Crystal. I know that sounds like causing a lot of difficulty for you too. I really want to make sure that you understand I really appreciate your sitting down and talking with me today, okay? And it's very, very important to me that you have a chance to tell me your description of what's been going on in the house that's been going really well as the things that you're worried about. Okay? And why don't we just start with talking about Crystal? Why don't you tell me some about Crystal? How about the last really fun, enjoyable thing that you two did together?
Well, it's been a while. We used to go go-kart racing on Saturdays, but she don't want to do that no more. And she says it's more fun to hang out with her friends. It's one of the things we've been fighting about.
Okay. Well, can you tell me more about the last time you went go-kart racing?
It was about 4 months back. She would get in the red car. Red's her favorite color. But they didn't have a red ready to go, so she got real pissed off, act like they'd done it on purpose to piss her off, screwed up her face. I thought she was going to want to go home right then. And then some guy that worked there tells her she needs to get in the blue car because it matches her eyes. She got in that car so fast. We had a pretty good time.
I'm glad you told me about that. Sometimes it makes it a little easier when you're going through the rough patches to think about the good patches. So it seems a lot different than what was happening today. Why don't you share some of what happened today with me?
Well, I guess it started last night. My wife, Marty, and I had to go pick her up at the Youth Emergencies group. She got picked up with some runaways and ended up there. You know, we grounded her. We told her she was grounded for a week because it was a school night. She was supposed to be studying with a friend. Mm-hmm. She lied to us. And then this afternoon, the school calls and says she's not in school no more. She cut out after lunch. And Marty called everybody she knew to call, but nobody had talked to her. She wasn't answering her phone either. Well, Marty calls me at work, and I said, you should call the school counselor. And the counselor told us to report her missing. Well, Marty was calling me back to tell me what the counselor had said, and then that's when Crystal walked in the door. She waltzed in like nothing had happened, like nothing was wrong. Mm-hmm. Marty asked her where she'd been, and she lied, and she said at school. And I'm hearing this because Marty still has the phone on. Well, Marty tells her that she knows that that's not true because the school called. Well, Crystal starts yelling, and I think I better get home, so I get in the truck. When I walk in the door, I see them in the kitchen, Marty and Crystal in the kitchen, and Marty has Crystal by the arm, but Crystal's kicking her and pushing her real hard. Well, that's why I decided I needed to step in. I needed to protect my wife from getting abused. Well, Crystal starts kicking me and biting me, telling me to get the F off her, like I wasn't nothing or nobody.
So you stepped in.
I had to make sure my wife wasn't getting abused.
Now, I want to make sure that I understand exactly what you're describing to me. So Crystal was hitting you too?
You know, I got bruises on my chest, and you can see right here where she bit me.
Okay. And so what happened after you stepped in?
Well, I had to smack her. I mean, I might have hit her twice in the mouth, but it wasn't a real, hit. It was a cuff. It was open-handed, and I just got her with the finger.
Well, why don't you show me with the pillow over there?
Well, it was just a cuff, and so just not even a real smack. It was just a little cuff, and we ended up here in the living room. She and Marty fell on the couch, and I was trying to detain her, so I was on top of her body trying to pull her up, but she got her arm free and told me to get the F off her, and that's all I did.
Okay. I'm hearing what you're saying and what you're describing, and when I was at the hospital, I took a picture of Crystal, and she's got some injuries on her face, more than one, some on her forehead, around her nose, and on her cheek. And what I'd like to do is show you a picture and kind of see what your recollection is around the injuries.
She wouldn't got that hair. No, we didn't hit her hard enough. It was a cuff. She did that by hitting the wall.
Hitting the wall?
Yeah, it's them foster kids she used to hang out with. They taught her to do things like this. My 7-year-old Craig, When Crystal will hit herself, she'll throw herself against the wall. My 7-year-old's a witness to that. She wasn't hit hard enough by me or Marty to leave no mark like that.
Did you see her hit her face that night or earlier tonight?
I couldn't have left a bruise, a mark like that on her nose. Not with this hand. I broke this hand, you can see.
Have you seen a doctor about your hand?
No, I don't got no insurance, and there's nothing a doctor could do for me anyway. When it hurts, I take some aspirin, I put a bandage on it, and it's a lot better than it was a couple weeks ago anyway.
Well, it sounds kind of bad. How would you break it?
I just hit a wall, an accident.
Hitting a wall? Can tell me more about that. Where did it happen?
You know, I don't think that's the issue.
Wait,
That's not a concern.
Why don't we just sit down for a few more minutes? I've just got a couple more questions, and then we'll wrap it up. I really appreciate you taking the time out, and I know that you'd like to smoke, but I'd really appreciate it if you'd wait until after we're finished.
I don't think we have anything left to talk about. I told you what happened. Marty told you what happened. If Crystal hadn't hit my wife, I wouldn't have had to smack her. And now you can take the word of one girl, and I've been through this system before. We're getting railroaded as parents. How about giving us a benefit of the doubt?
Well, Randy, I'm here listening to you, and I'm listening to Marty today. This is your opportunity to share with me what's been going on, the good stuff as well as the stuff that's been really worrying and upsetting to everybody, okay? So I want you to know I am hearing you, and I'm taking notes on what you're saying, and that's really important. But I think if we move now to what's going to happen next with Crystal.
Are we getting Crystal back tonight?
Randy, in all honesty, no. She's in a safe place right now. She's upset, and she really doesn't want to come home right now. And actually, I think you and Marty need some space and some time away from Crystal as well. Let's give you all a chance to maybe think about what you want to do next and what we can do together to help make you all a little happier family, where there are more go-kart times than not. Now, we have court on Monday, and I'm going to be giving you the legal papers on that. And that's one of the things that I want to talk to you and Marty together about, the details on that. I understand that you're saying Crystal did these things to herself, okay? I really understand that, and I've written that down. But I want you to understand that Crystal has told me something different, and I've had to write that down too. The judge is going to be the one to hear all the information, and he or she will be making the decision. The judge is going to hear everybody's information, yours, Marty's, the doctor's, Crystal, mine, and the judge is the one who'll make the decisions. So you and Marty have the chance to tell the judge everything that you want him or her to know at that time.
She was out of control. She was hitting my wife.
Okay, and I understand that, and I've got, you saw me write it down. It's in my notes, and that's what I'll be saying as well if I'm asked in court on Monday, that this is your statement. So why don't we get Marty in here, and then we'll talk about the legal part.
Let's get this finished.
Okay.